Okay, perfect. So a very, very good evening, everyone present here.
Good evening.
We welcome you all to session number 4 of Speak Your Soul speech craft program. My name is Dr. Sridip Mazumdar, and I am the Sergeant at Arms for the day. What is my job? Well, my job is obviously to enlighten you with a few ground rules. But before that, let's get straight away to the mission statement. So the mission of a Toastmasters Club is to provide a mutually supportive environment and positive learning environment in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop oral communication and leadership skills, which in turn foster self-confidence and personal growth. The vision statement also goes hand in hand with the mission statement. So let me set a few ground rules before we get started. The first is, please put your mobile phones on silent mode. I'm going to give you a few seconds to do so. What's even weird is that every single day I forget to silence my own phone. Crazy. Okay, please avoid topics related to sex, religion, and politics in a derogatory manner. Today, I got the list right in front of me so that I don't forget any points. Please mute your microphones when you're not speaking. Please make sure that you're in a silent environment when you speak. And please do make sure that you're using the private chat, which I'm sure every one of us are doing it very, very effectively. Having said that, I'm super excited and enthusiastic today to invite someone whom I personally adore. And I really have to talk about this person a little bit. I'm not going to get into all the introduction and all that, what he does and all that. I mean, we all know it already by now. This man, I remember this amazing evening. I was on a call with Yogi, and she said, okay, let's call him up. Let's see what he says. And I was in a dilemma whether I should stop my journey in the Toastmasters because I was completely exhausted with all the torture that I was receiving in my previous club. And he received the call, and I started venting out everything to him. I said, sir, this is what I hate. This is what is not right. I mean, it's just not done and all of that. And he said, you know what, doctor, just come over. Everything will be done. Okay. No worries. No worries. I'm there. We will all do it together, doctor. You have a family here, doctor. And that's the ideal definition of a leader. Every single time we look at all these leaders across the planet, but this is a man who exemplifies the word leadership in every possible manner. As a presiding officer of the day, we are so happy and proud to have our immediate past president of Speak Magic Toastmasters Club. Let's give it up for Toastmaster Anand, everyone. Anand, sir, a very, very good evening. Over to you.
Yeah, good evening, Dr. Sudhir. So am I audible?
Yes, sir, loud and clear.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and the Toastmasters who is here in this meeting. I'm not going to speak something different. Okay. My speech will be, it's a kind of interaction session. I think this session is the 4th session of speechcraft. Okay. So just I would like to interact with you. What are the 3 segments available in the Toastmasters meeting? Can anyone tell that? Okay, fine. I think you will be touching those things in the future meeting. In any Toastmasters meeting, there will be 3 kind of segments. The first segment is the prepared speech segment. The second segment will be the evaluation segment, and the third segment will be table topic segment. I think you would have heard the table topic segment, right? Okay, fine. Anyone is having idea about table topic? Table topic? If you know, then please share. You are feel free to share those information about tabletop.
Anyone? It's an impromptu session.
Sorry?
It's an impromptu session, impromptu topics.
Yeah, exactly right.
On the spot topics.
Yeah.
where we have to organize our ideas and thoughts quickly and present it within 2.5
Exactly.
minutes. 2 minutes.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Just I want to talk about these three segments about in my preparing speech.
Hello.
Actually. Okay. Yeah. I could.
No, Anand sir, please continue. I think some.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. First, let me talk about the prepared speech. I think most of you would have shared icebreaker speech, right? That's also one type of prepared speech. The prepared speech should not be like I need to write full of pages or not something like that. The information which you wanted to share should be very concise. It should be very concise. For example, if you want to give speech, just write 100 words per minute. You assume that if you have given or if you were allocated time for 1 minute or 2 minutes or 5 minutes, you craft your speech per minute 100 words. In that manner, you have to craft your speech. So only then you can share the complete information which you wanted to share with the audience. Okay. So for the prepared speech, be concise on your script. The second thing, anyone is having idea about public speaking. What is the meaning of public speaking? I think this is the purpose of speechcraft, right? Am I right? Okay. Any idea about public speaking? You can share your thoughts. Whatever the thoughts you have.
Speaking with public.
Sorry? Speaking
with public.
Yeah, you are right. Exactly right. So few of many people, they think that we need to talk or we need to provide the speech in front of the public. Not so. We need to speak with the public. In your home, you can speak with one person or two persons. In this scenario, if you are speaking in front of the audience, then this is called as public speaking. So when you talk in front of the people, don't get fear on you. So this is called public speaking. So try to what I am trying to say is try to connect with public or the audience. This is what your speech should give. The third one is whenever you give the speech, please connect with some story. It may be a personal story or a story which you read in the articles or newspapers, something like that, so that your speech will be remembered by the audience. So these are the points which needs to be taken care in a public speaking, especially on the prepared speech. Okay. Then the evaluation. The evaluation segment, we know that we are speaking well or we are not speaking well. These two scenarios are there. So definitely we need a feedback from others. Only then we can improve ourselves, right? So that kind of segment is called evaluation on Toastmasters meeting. The third one is table topic segment. As you said, ma'am, Niti ma'am told that it's a kind of impromptu speech. Definitely, I agree with your point. So can you please tell the advantages of the impromptu speech? What are the benefits can we get out of the impromptu speech?
Actually, most of our conversations in day-to-day life are impromptu. So maybe we are attending a meeting with our client.
Okay.
So that is an impromptu meeting. We don't know what that client will say.
Exactly right.
So we have to be prepared in such a manner that we say something in response which should be logical in nature also, and that client should be convinced with the answer. So we should be able to think on our feet and answer him promptly. So that is one scenario which is like pertinent for everybody, I believe.
Okay, that's exactly right. What you said is 200%. I agree with you. So this impromptu speech comes with practice. Okay. For example, in a meeting, a client asks some questions. we can answer based on the experience which we faced on the past. So in this table topic segment, you can gain this knowledge. So these are the advantages or the benefits which will be getting out of the any Toastmasters platform. These are the points I wanted to convey with you. Okay, and if you start any speech, you need to come with different kind of questions. You can post the questions and you can get the answers from the audience. Only then the session will be interactive. So your preferred speech also should be like that. So this is the way the platform of Toastmasters is working. So please make utilize of Toastmasters experience. So definitely you can gain your knowledge on public speaking skills, communication skills, and leadership skills. Okay. First, I have explained about public speaking skills. Then leadership skills. It's all about the leadership are categorized in Toastmasters platform from the club level to district level. You can utilize this opportunity. If you have gained the public speaking and leadership skills, definitely you know how to communicate. So that's called communication skills. So these are the three benefits. In a nutshell, these are the three benefits you can get out of the Toastmasters. So these are the things I wanted to inform you. Thank you. I welcome you all for fourth session of Speechcraft. Hope you will learn many things from Dr. Surydeep. Dr. Surydeep is one of the best speakers, and Yogi is also one of the best speakers. Also, they are the good table topic speakers. If you ask me, I am the good table topic master. I am not the good table topic speaker. Okay, they are the good table topic speakers. You can gain knowledge from them. Definitely, with the support of Dr. Surydeep and Yogi, you can learn many things. Even I am also learning from them. So it's a kind of exchanging our knowledge. Thank you so much. I welcome you all for the fourth session. Now I'm handing over the segment to the coordinator, Dr. Surydeep, Toastmaster Dr. Surydeep.
Thank you so much. Let's give it up for Anand sir, everyone. Always a pleasure. I somehow feel there are these couple of words: zest, zeal, humility. This man is a personification of all these words for sure, undoubtedly. Okay, even before we get started, a couple of announcements to begin with. The first is today, Team A is presenting their speeches. Team B will be going into the table topics room. Now, what about those speakers who have backed off? Can they take up table topics? The answer is a big no. This last moment, because we've already created the voting links, the polls, and all those things, so it just gets a little here and there. What you all can definitely do is, this is something again I've learned from my mentor, Mr. Praveen Wadalkar, says that observation is one of the critical elements of learning public speaking. Now, today's session, you will observe your fellow speech crafters, each other's, they're going to evaluate each other as well, at the same time presenting their speeches. Now, if they can do it, I'm sure we all can do it. So what we will be doing today, for this is exclusively for Team A, the members who haven't prepared their speeches, please be in the main room and observe how the speeches are being conducted, how the how the evaluation is going on. Please observe and start learning from the entire process. Team B can go to the breakout room where our table topic master, Toastmaster Chayal, will be taking you through the table topics. This one exception only applies for Mukta ma'am because last week she was not available. So she's going to be presenting the first speech, and then she can go, after her evaluation, she can walk into the table topics room to participate in the table topics. Couple of more announcements. Today, as our general evaluator come Zoom master, we have the dynamic, the sensational, the ever smiling, ever charming Toastmaster Swarnalatha. Let's give it up for Swarnalatha ma'am, everyone. I'm just going to make sure that she's spotlighted so that we can all give her a round of applause. Let's give it up for her. Thank you so much, ma'am. And as a timer, I mean, this is so unfair somehow, I feel. The most important role players misses out on the recognition. But today we're not going to be doing that. We're going to have our timer of the day as Toastmaster Anchal. Let's give it up. He's been the silent dark horse for our speechcraft sessions. He's been timing every single thing. So thank you so much, Anchal, for taking up the role of the timer. We have, yeah. So now what we will be doing is, so the table topics master will be Toastmaster Chayal. Toastmaster Uma ma'am will be the table topics evaluator, and we have, I think there's a little issue about the timing, so I think Chayal can hopefully manage the timing as well. Okay, so Sonalata ma'am, can we have the breakout rooms, please? So so team B is requested to go into the breakout rooms. I think the breakout room has been launched, so kindly go help yourself into the breakout rooms. What about the guests? Those who have joined, please, you will have to stay in the main room, because the table topics, the breakout room is exclusively for team B. So they are the ones who will be there, and who will be, but the team B will be actually taking up the table topics. So you can observe if you want, or you can observe the speeches also. That's up to you. So I hope we all can get everybody joining straight up. So with this, let's kickstart our session for the day. So timer, please move. Today's speeches, we will be having 3 to 5 minutes. So 4 minutes will be the green card, 4 minutes 30 seconds yellow card, and yes, you have something to say. Sorry. Yes, Anchal.
No, sir. I was also thinking to explain the timer.
Okay. You wanted to explain.
Yes.
Yeah, if you want, please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So welcome, guys. Welcome to the session 4 of the speechcraft program. So I will be the timer again for the today's session. So for the speeches section, you will get the maximum of 5 minutes to speak on your topic, and at the 4 minutes, I will show the green card, and at 4 minutes and 30 seconds, I will show the yellow card, and at sharp 5 minutes, I will show the red card, and after that, you will get the 3 seconds of grace period to speak on your topic. And for the evaluation purpose, evaluator will have only 2 minutes to evaluate the speech. So that's all from my side. Thank you, Dr. Suryadeep, sir. Over to you, sir.
Fantastic, amazing. Thank you so much, Anchal. Okay, let's bring up the speakers one by one. So the first, okay, so the speech objectives, the purpose of the speech is for the upcoming speeches will be to present a speech on any topic. Okay, the whole purpose of the speech is just to utilize all the learnings that we've had and put it into a speech and present a speech. That's the objective, which ideally every evaluator should read out. But since it's your first evaluation, you just have to focus only on evaluation. Okay, so here's how it's going to be. The speech will be 3 to 5 minutes. The evaluation will be 1 to 2 minutes. So evaluation, all you have to do is just 2 commendations, 1 recommendation, and summarization based on what we learned in Vaishnavi ma'am's session. So are we all ready? Are we all good to go? Come on, give me a thumbs up. Come on, I want some energy. Yes, that's great. Okay, let's bring up our first speaker in the house. And I've been so excited to listen to her speech. Let's give it up for Mukta ma'am. And Mukta ma'am's speech title, she's presenting an icebreaker today, by the way. Her title is Travel is Investment in Yourself. Travel is investment in yourself. Mukta ma'am, over to you.
Yes, ready. Shall I start?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Investment in travel is an investment in yourself. In words of Ibn Battuta, traveling leaves you speechless, then turns you into a storyteller. My adventure and mystic nature took me to adventurous and spiritual journey through the Himalayan range of Shivkori in J&K. The journey began when I observed the serenity of nature by trekking 3.5 kilometers. This trekking adventure was so beautiful and breathtaking, where on one side the river flows and on the other side there are natural lush green crown-shaped mountain lakes. My adventure was full of excitement and nerves. As I climbed the extreme steep slopes and crossed the Chenab River ford, I reached the natural cave full of incredible energy. Adding to my unique experience, first time I saw a cave in the shape of Shiva's Jammu. It was wide and at the two ends and very narrow at the center. One has to stoop low, crawl, and adjust his body sideways to pass through the caves. This thrilling experience to climb the vine roots within the cave was fantastic. One has to stoop low, crawl, and adjust his body sideways to pass through the cave. It reassures one's belief in unity, hard work, trust in each other. As one mutters the courage to pass through the cave, one is gifted with the divine presence of 4 feet high natural lingam, along with 33 crore Devi Devtas pindis, the natural masterpiece, where rock ceiling is inscribed in the form of Sheshnag, Sudarshishak, and Shank, were marvelous. It was heaven on earth. The journey left me awestruck. It improved me physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So do not squander the beautiful opportunity to travel. Kickstart your journey and discover the happiness within you. Are you ready for the investment? If yes, go and enjoy yourself and discover the happiness within you. Thank you.
Absolutely fantastic. This is amazing. Thank you so much for the sensational speech, Mukta ma'am. Now let's invite her evaluator of the day. Okay, I'm super excited for this. Her evaluator of the day is Dr. Rajeshwari ma'am. So let's bring up Dr. Rajeshwari ma'am. Please bless us with the evaluation, ma'am. Over to you.
Ma'am, you're on mute. Rajeshwari ma'am, you're on mute. Rajeshwari ma'am, you have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I was not informed first that I have to evaluate, and my thoughts were wandering, and I was partially listening to Mukta. So whatever I have listened about, whatever I was listening, I will tell about it. Her topic is good, and the thing that she was telling about the traveling and all, it inspires people to travel more and explore more, and her fluency is quite good, and I loved her talk, but partially. So I'm sorry about it, to be frank.
So how I am evaluated? Shall I repeat the speech?
Suryadeep, please carry on, because really I was involved in my own thoughts, and I was reading my script. If I was informed earlier, I would have concentrated listening.
Perfect. That is absolutely fine, ma'am. So I think we have mentioned the whole the evaluation thing in the agenda. So it's important for all of us to know that along with our speeches, we will also be evaluating other members. So you've got to keep an eye on the agenda, people. Okay. Having said that, let me evaluate Mukta ma'am.
I think Suryadeep sir, you only have to evaluate me.
Yes, exactly. No, I've already kept myself as a backup in case because
I'm so sorry. Give me another chance. Next time I will evaluate surely, because this time I was really not prepared. And
absolutely perfect. And that's the beautiful part, because the more we practice, the more we learn. So let's give it up for Rajeshwari ma'am first of all for attempting, and that's always so important. Coming to Mukta ma'am's speech, ma'am, I really loved your title. I really loved the way you organized your thoughts. So there was a proper structure in your speech. You mentioned about a personal story. You had a brilliant connect with the audience. But having said that, a couple of pointers where I feel you could have worked on them. Number one is practice. I felt that you were reading your speech because your eyes were going into your speech, which is clearly considered as a lack of practice. Number two would be, since there was a lack of practice, you were in the process of observing and trying to remember your speech rather than utilize all the techniques and methods of public speaking of vocal variety and body language. So if you can incorporate these particular things in your subsequent speeches, I'm sure Mukta ma'am, the amount of content, the amount of experience, the vast amount of credibility and talent that you have in terms of public speaking, you're going to excel and bless us with loads of amazing speeches. So let's give it up for Mukta ma'am, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let's move on to our second speaker. And okay, our second speaker in the house is someone I really am a huge fan of. So I'm really very excited to invite Suresh sir as our next, our second speaker of the day. He will be evaluated by, okay, me again. Okay. So his speech title is Spice Up Your Speeches with Stories. Spice up your speeches with stories. Suresh sir, over to you.
Thank you, Suryadev. There is one thing common in all of us here. We all want to be good speakers. A good speech includes a clear, relevant message and a few great stories to illustrate it. Hi, amazing speech crafters and Toastmasters. Let me walk you through a beautiful way of spicing up your speech with stories. People don't remember much of what they just hear, but they do remember if they are able to visualize what they are hearing. And stories help them to visualize what they hear and make your speech live and memorable. So let me demonstrate with one story. When I was a 10-year-old boy, I used to help my mother in getting some provisions from the nearby stores. My father had told me, you should not cross the road because in front of our house, the road was, most of the time it will be busy. So he felt that I'm not grown up to cross the road. So he said, whatever in our side shops you can go, but I should not cross the road. So one day, after purchasing the provisions, I wanted to purchase a chocolate, one particular chocolate, but that chocolate is available only in the shop, other side of the road. So I just thought for a moment. The traffic was somewhat less, so I just crossed the road. I bought the chocolate. That chocolate I tightly clenched in my left hand fist and I was holding like this so that I not miss it. Then carefully I turned around. Suddenly, I just stumbled on a small stone and I just fell. I fell so badly that my left hand, here this bone was fractured. This left hand bone was fractured and here, exactly here, it was in a L shape. I was crying out loud. People came around rushing. One person pulled me up. One person pulled my hand and just made it straight. Somebody informed my father. He came rushing in a taxi. Somebody opened the door. I was taken inside the car and we rushed to the hospital. The hospital was around 20 kilometers from our village. Surprisingly, my fist was still intact. I slowly opened my fist. One side, I was happy that I did not miss my chocolate. Other side, I had a guilty feeling in my mind. I should have listened to my father's words. I shouldn't have crossed the road. If I hadn't crossed the road, these things wouldn't have happened. I thought that my father will scold me, but he didn't. I told everything, whatever happened to my father, I told sorry to him. He consoled me. He said, whatever happened, that happened. Let's not worry about it. Let's take this as a lesson and let's move ahead. I didn't understand much of what he said at that time. But now, as a parent, I can understand what he said at that time. He taught me how to support your children when in time of crisis, when in time of problems. So this story we can use to convey better parenting concept to parents. So the stories stick in people's mind. And when you tell a story, in the brain, the dopamine is released. That makes the content sticky. So when you make people feel what you're talking, they will never forget it. And I believe stories is the best way to make people feel what you are talking. What about you? Thank you.
This is absolutely amazing. I mean, what a thrilling ride he took us through, right? I mean, this was an absolutely phenomenal art of storytelling. Now, I've been tasked with this this duty and responsibility to evaluate such a sensational speech. So I'm clearly going to begin with the ways in which you utilized every single tool of public speaking. I mean, you name it, vocal variety, body language. You had a smile. Praveen sir says that smile is a certificate of confidence. A smile was there. You wonderfully personified and characterized the different members in your speech, so as to call it. Absolutely amazing, sir. I mean, I really felt so happy that I was able to witness such a stellar speech. And the most important thing, this is your second speech in the Toastmasters and you're giving us a demonstration of storytelling. I mean, what more could we expect? It's absolutely sensational. Now, since you're already such an amazing speaker, Suresh sir, I have to be a little more critical and fine tune a few very subtle areas where you can definitely improve. The first, whenever you are talking about a story, very important component is voice modulation. So if I have to evaluate you, and now I tell you, and I use the pause, for example. So what happens is when you're using all these tools of voice modulation, softening your voice, loudening your voice, making sure that the speed of your speech is a little slower in certain aspects, it just adds a couple of extra flavors. So the best way in which you can correct that, in something that I've written down in your evaluation form as well, whenever you're practicing your speech, make sure that you're recording the speech and don't watch the recording, but listen to the recording. When you do that, I'm sure you are just going to take us to a completely different level. But as Sijo sir rightfully pointed out in the chat, that we are touched, we are feeling amazing, and thank you so much for sharing such a sensational speech with us. Let's give it up for Suresh sir, everyone. This is absolutely sensational. That's the best part about our Speechcraft sessions, that participants are really phenomenal. I mean, like I get to learn so much from you all with each speech. Okay, so our third speaker will be Dr. Rajeshwari ma'am. And to evaluate Dr. Rajeshwari ma'am, we will be having Ashutosh sir. So Ashutosh sir, you can start preparing yourself for the evaluation. Evaluation is pretty simple. 2 commendations, 2 things that you loved, 1 area of improvement. That's all that you need to say. Don't take too much of pressure. So Rajeshwari ma'am, your speech title is I am a beautiful soul. I am a beautiful soul. Rajeshwari ma'am, podium is all yours.
Yes. I am a beautiful soul. A twinkling star in the between my eyebrows. This was what I was taught since I was a child. Raji, you are a good girl, and be a good girl. They used to say, my parents, they used to say like that to me. Now, since my childhood, I have grown up like that. I have been frequently told, be good, do good things and all. And we are all also taught in the school about the virtues of great personalities like Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Gautam Buddha, and Shivaji Maharaj. Beautiful personalities. Now, we adore those personalities and worship them. Some sensitive children like me idolize them. My mother, she is a very good storyteller. And she used to tell me good stories about such personalities, which used to give me a good message, and I used to grasp it. Young minds, they have fertile minds, they have young children, and they also have unprejudiced minds. And such kind of values can be easily sowed in such minds. I remember when I was just 12 years, and me and my friend were returning back from school. What happened? One older boy, he started chasing us. He was chasing my friend, and I frowned at him, and she was really scared. I frowned at him and I said, you don't do this. This is not good. And he said he will slap me. I looked at him and I said, you dare slap me. And he really slapped. Oh my God, I stood there wondering. My friend, she screamed and ran away. I stood there blank, and then I just remembered Mahatma Gandhi, and I offered him other cheek. And when I offered him other cheek, thinking that he will not slap me, he again slapped me. And I was continuously looking at him, and I forgot. And my bell rang at that time, and I thought, this is not fair. I started slapping him and took a big stone to hurl at him. And he ran to save his life. This time I was Mangal Pandey. This story, this incident, it taught me three things. These three things being, first one, do good but don't be naive. Second one, where there is divinity, there will be a Satan. So be determined with your values. Third thing is, don't be foolish, don't be bookish. Bookish knowledge doesn't work. So acquire real life wisdom. I was being taught values, virtues, ethics, beliefs, but nobody ever taught me how to confront evil while retaining these beautiful values within myself. I started having horrible real life experiences again and again, and I was learning all by myself. Now we may think, what a waste of precious time experimenting with all these bitter truths of life. No, it's not so. It made me grow very beautifully, just like the lotus in a muddy pond. Our life journeys are very unique, and they're different too. Let me tell you how. I remember a story again. This story where the two kids were running, and one of them, he just slipped over a banana peel and just fell down, and he started crying. And he went to his mom. He was injured, and mother said, son, this is a lesson for you. Next time, be careful. While running, look at the ground. Next time, what happened? The other child who was observing all this, he was participating in a race. And what happened was, he started looking at the ground while running and didn't win. Now, he learned a lesson from the other person. So it was a other person's life lesson. So what happened is, he became extra cautious. He became prejudiced. It's not one size fits all. It's not a one size fits all policy. And we can learn from others' experiences, but will not grow. will not grow if we apply the same things in our life. We should create our own blueprint. So values, virtues, beliefs, principles, traditions, rituals, ethics, all these have different meanings. These are community standards to keep the society organized and in discipline so that they control the human behavior. Some or other time in our life, we face some kind of moral dilemmas, ethical dilemmas. And what happens is we try to misinterpret these values. They get jumbled, and then that creates a chaos in the life. Now, through my learnings, in my life journey, I started becoming more and more stoic and resilient. Now, what is Stoicism? Stoicism is a Hellenistic principles of virtues, which believes in the good behavior that is in action and in sync with nature. It doesn't allow any external things or emotions to control the behavior. So I didn't change, even though I had so many experiences. I didn't change, I'm just transforming. I'm transforming and I'm retaining my qualities, my values. So when you listen to all my experience and if you resonate with my experiences, please say with me, I am a beautiful soul. Thank you.
This is absolutely outstanding. What a delightful speech. First of all, let's give it up for Rajeshwari ma'am, everyone, because it's so important that I know and that I put this across right in front of all of us. She's just set an example, a huge example. Just before the meeting, she put up a message in the post stating that she's not going to take up the speech. And then something sparked and she dropped me a text in the private chat box. So let me try, let me go for it. That's the example that she has set. Persistence. Yes, it's okay if you're not really prepared, but you cannot back off. You got to take it heads on. That's the challenge, because we are going to learn so much from that. So let's give it up for Rajeshwari ma'am for that. Now let's bring up her evaluator. To evaluate her speech, I would like to invite Ashutosh sir. So where is Ashutosh sir? Do we have him? He's not there. Okay. So now if anybody is telling me, okay, so guess what? I'm going to be the best evaluator of the day then. Okay, so I'll do the honors. Rajeshwari ma'am, so the first thing is that the first thing I loved about your speech is your speech title. Goes without saying. The way you started your speech, you had a phenomenal blend of personal stories, insights, and the best part is that you spoke right from the heart. And that was evident. The beauty of every personal story, the beauty of every signature story is when you really put some heart and soul into it. And we all get to resonate with that a lot. The second thing I loved is how beautifully you were standing and speaking. So you were using all those body languages, your gestures, even though you did seem a little not 100% prepared, not 100% your best self, but as a complete audience, if I look at it, not evident at all. So kudos to you on that. Couple of things that I would specifically want you to work on, Rajeshwari ma'am, since this is your second speech and since you are such a phenomenal speaker, you've been the best speaker of previous Wednesday, if I'm not so wrong. So I'm going to give you a couple of very little fine-tuners, if I like to call it. The first would be to keep a track of time. Now you exceeded for more than 45 seconds. Now this is a speech craft, so fine, we're not going to consider that, but timing is so important to understand. And how do you do so? You do so by calculating your words per minute. How much do you speak? The second thing I would want you to work on is the way you started out. I am a beautiful soul. So I was expecting, as your evaluator, that you will have these variations in vocal variety throughout your speech, but your entire story was in the same tonality. We want a little variety in your tonality. And finally, the more questions you ask the audience, the more you can build the audience connection. So I was expecting you to ask a few questions. That would be all, ma'am. Other than that, of course, you got a phenomenal story, phenomenal approach in which you present your speeches, and it just gets so much better as you practice and become better and better with each speech. Thank you so much. Let's give it up for Rajeshwari ma'am, everyone.
Thank you,
Sensation.
thank you. Thank you, Suryadeep. Actually, Yogi really mentored me. I was not really prepared with the speech, and thanks to Yogi who mentored me, who boosted me, but still I was hesitating. I put a message that I'll not do this today. But as you said that you can't proceed, so it's okay. I said I will do anyhow. I'll do it today. Thank you anyhow. Thank you so much.
Perfect, perfect. This is great. And of course, Yogi, I mean, what more can I tell about her? I mean, she's amazing. Okay. Okay. Coming to our next speaker will be evaluated by Kavya ma'am. So Kavya ma'am, you can get ready. Let's welcome the cool dude, the handsome hunk, the man with a very, very amazing mustache, and the man with an ever smiling charm all the time. Let's welcome Vikas sir into the stage. And Vikas sir, your speech is titled Life is Uncertain. Life is uncertain. Vikas sir, the podium is all yours.
Well, most of you must have. Have you seen its movement in the air? It goes up and down, left or right. But the very next moment when it was, its existence is not there. Same is with life. Life is uncertain. Very good evening to my eminent Toastmasters, my fellow speech crafters, and the guests. I remember it was 21st January 2008. It was early morning at 5 a.m. My phone rang. I was a bit baffled. Who is calling at this moment, at this time? So many thoughts were going in my mind. I was thinking something must have gone wrong. But I gathered the courage and I picked the phone. Name of Ritu was popping on the screen. Ritu was the wife of my friend, my childhood friend, Vishal. I immediately picked the phone and said, "Hello, Ritu, hello, how are you?" It was pitch silence on the other side. Then I heard the sobbing voice of Ritu. "Bhaiya, Vishal had a heart attack at 3 a.m. Now he is in ICU in the hospital." And my heart sank. But her next sentence gave me some solace. She informed me that now he is feeling better and he is responding to the treatment. I felt relieved and prayed for his well-being. Then I carried with my daily routine. I got ready for the office. I went to the office. And in the office, I planned that tomorrow morning early, I will go to my native to be with Vishal and his family. While I was planning all the things, my phone again rang. This time it was Raj, my another childhood friend. I immediately picked the phone and said, "Hello." And I heard the crying voice of Raj. He informed me that 10 minutes earlier, Vishal died. Vishal could not survive the attack. I could not believe a single word of Raj. There must be something wrong. How can a 32-year-old can die of heart attack? He was so happy, so young, so youthful, so healthy. There must be something wrong. But it was true that Vishal was no more. And that very moment, I remembered our first meeting when we were in 6th class. I just joined a new school and it was totally new surrounding for me. And Vishal was the first person who made my life easy in that school. And we become best friends. After that, we passed 10th, 12th, and in college also, we were together. Vishal was such a good guy that he was a darling of the entire class. Even teacher liked him because he was ever ready to help others with a smile. We were there for each other. We had a strong bond. After college, he started his business. I went for higher studies. Then we got married. We started our families. But there was one thing that we were in touch. We used to call each other every week. We used to share small things with each other. But at that very moment, I realized that now I will not have that person. I cannot share my things with Vishal anymore. Friends, it's very scary to think that one day we won't have our parents, our siblings, our spouse, our friends. We have to walk alone on this planet. But one thing is there, that is today. So invest in your relations, shower your affection in the relations, because you never know what will happen tomorrow, because life is uncertain. Over to you, Toastmaster. Thank you.
Okay, this is sensational. Just pardon the background noise that is going on. Puja happens in our house every evening. What a delightful speech. I mean, yet another phenomenal ride that, I mean, it's so unique, right? I mean, today all the speakers are really taking us in certain areas of their lives and taking us through their lives. And I think just marks a stellar enlightenment, I'm sure, for all of us present here. So let's welcome his evaluator, Kavya ma'am. So Kavya ma'am, please bless us with the evaluating Vikas sir's speech. Over to you.
Very good evening to one and all. First of all, this speech was extremely well, sir. I have enjoyed a lot. And the title you have chosen, Life is Uncertain, is absolutely apt for whatever the speech you have given. And the personal story you have narrated is incredible. I cannot express with my words. And the voice modulation, especially with respect to the, in the sense, what are the characters you have told? There were two characters probably, the Ria and you. And the voice modulation was very effective. And I could able to sense that voice modulation. And the way you have presented your body language is absolutely perfect to your specific title. And one recommendation as far as Suryadeep sir is concerned, I have heard that you should not use the good evening whenever you are starting the speech. That you have used it. So probably I have seen that, that I would like to recommend you not to use it once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This is great. This is great. A phenomenal speech, a phenomenal evaluator. And of course, Kavya ma'am has taken up the challenge to evaluate, the first speech crafter to evaluate a speech. So congratulations to both of you. Okay, couple of very fine tuners for Vikas sir as well. Somehow I felt, yes, you had a phenomenal speech, an emotional speech. But one thing that I would love for you to work on, sir, is your vocal variety. Got a phenomenal body gestures. You got your gestures on spot on. You got your body language spot on, everything. Vocal variety forms such an important part. Now, throughout your speech, you had a similar kind of a tonality throughout your vocal variety. I was expecting maybe a little more excitement when you were talking about the happy times as well. You may want to just express that in that way. But Vikas sir, I am a huge fan of the way you speak. I mean, I'm sure you're an inspiration for all of us. Let's give it up for both Kavya ma'am and Vikas sir, everyone. This is great. I mean, we are just gearing up. And oh, guess what? Our next speaker happens to be the soul who has just finished evaluating his speech. This is great. Okay, so our next speaker in the house will be Kavya ma'am. So let's spotlight Kavya ma'am. Okay, yeah. So Kavya ma'am, she will be evaluated by Suresh sir. So I can see Suresh sir already with his glasses and pen and everything. Great, this is great. That's the spirit. So Kavya ma'am, your speech title is Why 1% Matters. Why 1% Matters. Kavya ma'am, the podium is all.
Trying to improve 1% every day is better than trying to improve 100% in a day. If we improve 1% a day, then in 100 days, guess what? You will be 100% better. And this is a quote that has been given by Ken Carter, explaining how important and magnificent that 1% change will make in our life. I remember when I was pursuing my master's degree, I was being told to give a speech on case study, but I have already well prepared with the content. But the thing is, I'm not so confident. I was fearing I could not able to get onto the stage. And that day I went, I stuck in between, no voice, no words, everything was blank when I was on the stage. That day I regretted a lot. I could not sleep at night. From that day, the next day onwards, I have made a point that this I have to overcome at any cost. So I started investing my time, putting 1% of my effort every day in listening, reading, writing, and speaking English. Eventually, over the period of time, I could able to speak confidently in front of people. And I have took up that case study presentation the other day and has been recognized by many number of people. We have all been told that in order to make changes in our life, we have to think big. We have to make a drastic changes. Even perhaps we have to move out of the continents. But what if only small major transformations can happen with making a small tweaks in our daily routine? We always overestimate the importance of single actions and underestimate the power of doing small actions over and over, repeatedly over the period of time. Imagine, you cannot even believe that small changes, if we are adopting every day, there will be remarkable results in your lifestyle, in your attitude, behavior, and more importantly, your identity. Why does one person matters? Does really one person matters? Yes, absolutely it matters. Why? Because of compounding. Compounding is amazingly powerful tool, both positively and negatively. For example, if you are improving, putting our best in improving 1% every day in an year, you will be 37% the better version of yourself. On the other hand, if you are getting worse 1% every day, by the end of 1 year, you will be absolutely turning down to zero. This is proved fact, and research studies show. This overall idea is what? Small changes make a drastic change, a drastic difference, absolutely a big difference. Imagine for a moment, a person is there, he's having a slice of pizza for dinner. Once if he's having, it's absolutely fine. That doesn't affect his health and appetite. But if he is making a point to have a slice of pizza every day for his dinner, over the period of time, that will definitely impact his health and appetite. So the idea here is small changes repeated over the period of time can show remarkable results. I remember the 1 week back, my daughter came rushing to me. Mama, they was being told for me to give one moral narrative for 2 minutes. And they have given 1 week of time for that. So from that point onwards, I made a point that every day I'll be sitting with her for 20 minutes and make sure with her, help her in her pronunciation and her sentence formation, and made sure that I will be helping her learning 3 phrases every day. Guess what? By the end of 1 week, she could absolutely narrate that 1 to 1.5 minute narrative very effectively. So what is a key thing is small changes repeated over the period of time becomes habit. And that leads to big changes in our life. It has been told by James Clear, habits defines the quality of our life. Whatever our habits, that defines the quality of our life. Tiny changes, remarkable results. Are you ready to make 1% change in you every day? Thank you.
Okay. Yes, you're smiling and you are making us also very smile. I mean, you just pumped us up so much, but I'm not going to take any spotlight as of now. Let's bring in your evaluator. He is smiling too. Let's invite Suresh sir. Kindly evaluate Kavya ma'am's speech. Over to you.
Absolutely amazing speech. Absolutely. I was going through all the points. Everything is superb. I was not trying to find any problem area or any faults. So let me start with the strength, the positive points, what I found. The title, why 1% matters. I was so involved in the speech. I was thinking how I can implement this in my life because it's really superb. I was reminded of the concept Kaizen. In Japan, now they use a concept called Kaizen. This is similar to this, making small improvements in the product and service, which leads to, see, over a period of time, this small changes leads to big changes in the output. So one of the reasons why Japanese products are so good, because when you see that made in Japan, we have a trust, right? On the quality, everything, the brand, everything. It's all because of this concept called Kaizen. So same, I was reminded of the same concept when I listened to this speech. Really simply superb. Big hats off to Kavya madam. And all other clarity, good clarity was there. Vocal variety, good vocal variety was there. Eye contact, superb eye contact. I could see that. Gestures, you are using maximum your hands to convey the message. Then audience awareness, yes, definitely good audience awareness was there. Then comfort level, you are very comfortable, you are very natural. And interest, because this is coming from your heart, so really I can see that interest. Now only one point which I thought this because your speech is simply superb, but one point I thought, because so much content was there, if you could use some pauses, it would have been much more you would have taken to some other level. Only that point I would suggest and recommend. Otherwise, simply superb speech.
Brilliant. Oh my God. I mean, right now I'm literally having goosebumps because it's such a such an amazing moment for all of us. We witnessed a stellar speech, and we also witnessed a stellar evaluation in which the speech was exceptional, as Suresh sir rightly pointed out, but he did make it a point to find out a recommendation. There's always room for improvement. I mean, perfection is a myth. Progression is what matters. So amazing. Kudos to you, Suresh sir. What a delightful evaluation that was. Now, just to add on to what Suresh sir has said, he's already covered all the points, but I have just one point for you, Kavya ma'am. You're already such a phenomenal speaker and you prepare yourself well. But one big side effect of preparing yourself well is when you have the tendency to speak very fast. Your content is just throwing boom. Okay. What we would want is a little bit of calmness as you speak, because your content has certain areas where you can slow yourself down a little bit. Maybe lower the pitch of your voice. I hope you're getting what I'm trying to give it, right? So if you include those segments as well, it's amazing. And I'm so grateful that I got to mentor two of your speeches. I mean, big moment for me. Okay, let's bring up our final speaker. Okay, yeah. So Ashutosh sir has Ashutosh sir, are you ready with your speech? I don't
no, I will speak next week, Surya sir.
Perfect. Not an issue at all. So in that case, I think Vikas sir will not get to evaluate. So what we will do is for Vikas sir, let's do it in this way. I will present a small little 2 to 3 minute speech. Okay, this is something that I had prepared. So I'll present that speech, and Vikas sir, you can actually evaluate me. So that in that way, you'll get an exposure on how to evaluate a speech. So I hope you're ready, Vikas sir. Yeah, perfect. So my speech is titled as The Crazy Monkey. That's my speech title, The Crazy Monkey. And here I begin. Okay, timer, please note my speech timing will be 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, yeah, perfect. Okay, so here I begin. That is my reaction when my dad or mom beats me to death. Obviously, they have reasons to do so. I mean, imagine the kitchen is there. The jar full of sugar is there right in the top rack, and I am climbing all naked just to reach out to it so that I can have one simple bead. Instead of holding the wall, I'm holding the jar. I slip, I fall, get hurt in my bum, and then get smashed in the bum. Not a very good sight. That's how I am. That's how I've always been. I've been a crazy monkey all throughout. I remember the time when Mummy used to take us to our maternal uncle's place. It used to be a scintillating, exuberant, enigmatic plethora of experiences happening right in the afternoon when everybody is asleep. My cousins would come up and we would walk out of the house. Quite strange. Mummy would never allow us to walk out of the house in the city, but back in the maternal uncle's place, which is more of a village, she wouldn't say no. Crazy. All our cousins together, we would all go out to the different houses, hopping from one entire wall to the other, reaching to all these different houses. And guess what? Nobody would shout at us. But when we would slowly sneak into their house to steal food, obviously, nothing else, then the whole shrill cries would begin. I mean, thief, 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 thief has come in our house, thief has come in our house, and everything. And then we would come back. You know how it works in villages, right? In one house, if something goes wrong, the entire village gets to know. And since I was a monkey, the whole village would address me as the same. The monkey is here, he's spoiling and destroying everything that we have. This is so crazy. And my mom would obviously beat me up every time. But there was this one person who would never beat me up, rather hold me in her lap, very lovingly fondle my cheeks and tell me, you know what? You're a very cute little monkey. Yes, I am confused. Where is the tail that is gone? So I would say, what, really? I was born with a tail? Yes, you were born with a tail. We had to cut it off because you were looking so shabby and it was not fitting inside your pants. That's my story of being the crazy monkey. I still am. What's your story of being your crazy monkey? That's all from my side. So that's my speech. And let's give it up for Surideep. Yeah, I think Surideep did a pretty good job. Okay. So now to evaluate me, let's welcome Vikas sir. And Vikas sir, over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Suryadeep. It's indeed the most difficult part to evaluate you, because I can't think of evaluating you, because every time I idolize you only. I'm a big fan of yours since last 6 or 7 months, whenever I saw you on SAG. So I have listed only good points on points. Your start was amazing. That monkey sound. It has initially you require the audience attention, and you grabbed that attention with the monkey sounds. Then you have very well connected that sound with your mom and dad's expression. That transition was excellent. What to say about your body language? I don't have any words about your body language. Super duper body language, in sync with whatever you have said. You have expressed with your body also. Vocal variety also. You have given right pauses, right intonation of the voice. When higher voice was required, it was there. When the hush words were required, they were there. So overall, it was fantastic performance from your side. I am not in a position to give you any recommendation because I haven't found anyone. Thank you, Dr. Suryadeep, for giving this amazing performance. Thanks a lot.
Amazing. Let's give it up for Vikas sir. Now, even before I get into evaluating my own self, because it's so critical, I'm so happy that this suddenly came up. So I usually go through the entire process of evaluating my own speech. So I'm going to do that for you so that you all will also get to know, however good a speech is, it is absolutely mandatory for you to keep aside everything that you know about the speaker. You're not evaluating the speaker here. You are evaluating the speech. So it is absolutely mandatory to find at least one recommendation. So we're going to do that. We're going to decode that. So Vikas sir, coming to your evaluation, absolutely amazing. what I would really encourage all our evaluators, now that you all will be evaluating each other, try to follow the whole CRC approach that we learned last week. 2 commendations, 1 recommendation, finally talking about a few more commendations. So I like to call it as a CRS approach. Commendations, recommendations, summarization. In summarization, what you will do is you'll simply talk about the commendation, recommendation all in 1 line. So compress it, summarize it, and then hand it over to the Toastmaster of the day, general evaluator, whatever. So, but of course, I mean, this is your first evaluation, because sir, absolutely amazing. I really loved how well you observed the little details. Too good. Now, coming to my speech, what are the things that I can work on? I'll straight away go into my evaluation. The first thing that I can work on is my speed. How many of you believe that I spoke a little fast? Come on, give me a raise of hands. Yeah, so because this speech I haven't prepared, it was written a couple of months back, but I now presented it without any preparation. So obviously the speed comes up. The second thing is the eye contact. There were moments when I was looking little here, little there. If you all must have noticed, I'm supposed to look it right into the lens. Number 3 is again my voice modulation. So I was speaking in a high pitch all the time, excited note, but when somebody is being beaten up, will they speak like this or like this? You get the idea, right? So these are the key areas what you all should also observe in your speakers. Now, always understand this. This is for everyone, by the way. Every single time you are sitting as an evaluator, no matter how big you are a fan of the speaker or you know the speaker and all, you are not evaluating the speaker. We are evaluating the speech. And when we evaluate a speech, it is our responsibility to make sure that, yes, we talk about the good stuff, but we also provide the recommendations so that the speaker can learn. Okay, that's the whole idea about the Toastmasters. That's the whole idea of evaluation. As Shraddha ma'am rightly pointed out, one of the key things I love about Toastmasters is that we get evaluations, as in recommendations, points of improvement. So I hope that was a nice little learning curve for all of us, I'm sure. Okay, so let's give it up for Vikas sir, everyone. I mean, this is great. Okay, so I think our table topics session are still going on. So what I am going to be doing is, right now, what I would love for you all to do is, so far, whatever learnings you've had, like we've had our 4 sessions so far, all of us. What I would love for you all to do is just share your experiences. How has the experience been? You've evaluated, you've taken up table topics, you've given your speeches and all. How has the experience been? Please start sharing. Swarnalata ma'am, if it is possible for you to just moderate the whole thing. Meanwhile, I'll head right into the breakout room to check what is the situation going on, and then we'll get started from me.
Yeah, I will start.
Please moderate the entire sharing session. Please start sharing.
Yeah.
I'll just hop into the breakout room. Yeah, over to you, Swarnalata.
Who would like to proceed? Anyone can start. You can unmute yourself and please share your experience. Okay, I think Suresh Babu sir wants to. Please, sir.
Yeah. It was really an amazing experience joining Speechcraft and delivering the icebreaker speech, then today's prepared speech. The mentoring by Yogi, because my mentor was Yogi. She really helped in preparing that content, and because I prepare and I send it to her. So she will call and she will say, if you do this way, this will be good. If the opening is this way, it will be good. If the body is like this, it will be good. The story should come first. So that way, I was able to make the modifications, and it was really exciting to work with Yogi. And really, I could practice, and really that experience, really that we are in a, when you prepare a speech, we always think how to do that opening, how it should be, how the body, how should be, how the conclusion should be. So it all gives, it all gives you a professional way of scripting, professional way of giving delivery. So all this really, I think I really learned a lot of things in last 4 sessions. I'm sure that in coming sessions, I can learn more and really I can become a professional speaker. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for this wonderful brief. Actually, Toastmasters is all about mentoring. No? The love and affection we get from our mentor, the learning, basically,
Exactly,
we learn from each other. Yeah.
Exactly,
Thank you.
exactly.
Thank
Because
you so
all
much.
these days, no, we used to give speeches, but our way of speeches, no, we never knew about all these steps and all. Because same content, no, it may take about 10 minutes for us to convey. Whereas after this training, I think we can condense it to 5 minutes or 4 minutes, and we can same message we can convey it in a better way, and we can connect with the audience, we can engage the audience. So really superb.
Okay, this is fantastic. Before we wait for our our table topics team B to head over, I am putting the polling link in the chat box. So please click on that link and choose the best speaker of the day and the best evaluator of the day. So we can just have a quick poll for all those who are here. Please make sure that you're putting in your votes. And although today I sense a little stiff competition, so. And oh yeah, by the way, I am also supposed to be doing this. It's for everybody. So please make sure that let's drop in our votes meanwhile, as we bring all the others, wait for all the others. So we got our best evaluator first. So the best evaluator and then the best speaker as well. So I hope the voting. Yes, I've started getting the responses. Let's make sure that all of us are giving our votes. It's important.
Only speakers are getting to vote, Dr. Surya.
Yes, yeah. Speakers, evaluators, those who are there.
I am not getting
Sorry?
to see the option. I'm not able to see the option of voting.
Yeah, I'm also not getting the options.
Sir, he has pasted the link. You have to see in the chat.
Yes.
Chat.
It is not a poll.
Yeah, you just have to head to the chat box, and so there's a link given there. I think it says polling link for best.
All right. Yeah, we can.
Just click on that link, and a pop-up will come up, and in that pop-up you can you'll get to see your names. So whoever you feel is the best speech and the best evaluator, please do drop in the votes. So meanwhile, we'll say hello to all our team B along with the table topic master and the table topics evaluator, and everybody is back. Brilliant. So as the votings are going on, I want to invite our educational speaker of the day. So you all have already seen the posters and all that. I mean, not really going to talk about all of those things. I want to talk about something little more specific about our educational speaker. I remember when I was, we were creating our first ever online course. We were talking about it, we're thinking about the idea and all of that. It was so crazy that everything happens in our heads, and it only comes out when we take action to it. If we want to take action, we need that kick, we need that push. And I'm sure for all of us present here, this magical soul must have given us at least one kick in some way or the other. She inspires us. She helps us become a better version of ourselves with each passing day just by her actions. The online course is up, and not just that, been able to launch our e-learning business as well, just because of her mere presence. Today, she's going to enlighten us with the whole idea of body language. Today's educational speaker, I'm so proud to announce my partner in crime, partner in happiness. Let's give it up for Toastmaster YOGESWARI SUGUMARAN, the Vice President Education of Speak Magic Toastmasters Club. Yogi, the virtual podium is all yours.
Thank you so much. This has been a great pleasure having such a warm, wonderful welcome. I mean, I'm really overwhelmed. So before I could really begin with the complete educational session, I was all with camera off just because, this body language educational session require, or it is mandatory for me to present like this. Otherwise, I would be very casually sitting on the maybe table or the sofa, whatever it is, and I'll be watching your sessions. So that's why I was completely with camera off, and apologies for that. Now let's begin our educational session. Version 1. Sometimes life breaks us and throws us into the trash can. But what are we doing with the broken pieces? Dear fellow speech crafters and guests, our pencil grew up in this traditional conservative stationery shop, going through life exactly how a useful pencil would. Year 2010, first year in college. Cut, version 2. Sometimes life breaks us and throws us into the trash can. But what are we actually doing with these broken pieces? Fellow speech crafters and guests, our pencil grew up in this traditional conservative stationery shop, going through life exactly how a useful pencil would. Years passed. Year 2010. First year in college, a fellow pencil fell on his knees with a bouquet of roses and proposes love. Reminds you of a Bollywood scene? But she was taken aback. She never wanted to fall in love because she knew that her owner will not accept this due to differences in opinions. She hid inside a box, not knowing what to do, feel, sense, or even say. But her emotions took over. The feelings of union, eternal companionship, being one with the soul we all love, are something we all crave for, aren't we? Hence, she fell into this magical journey of love. Okay, so this is a small demonstration. Now, I would like to ask you, what do you feel when I was, or what you felt when I was presenting my version 1? Let me just move to the gallery mode so that I could see you. Yes. So anyone can unmute yourself and you can say what you were feeling when I was presenting my version 1.
When you presented your version 1, I was not totally engaged with the speech because I find you not involved, not finding it, what would I say, that involved with your speech. You were not involved in that speech.
Okay, brilliant. That was a brilliant answer. Let's give it up for Vikas sir. So now my second question goes like this. How did you feel when I just transformed or shifted to version 2?
Yeah, it was really superb. Second version, yeah, you used the body language to the maximum. You also used props. You that breaking and all, no, breaking the pencil. It was really dramatic and it catches the attention. Then you showed that flower vase. Doesn't all simply superb use of the props to get attention. So really, the second version, you used the body language, gestures, everything to the maximum. It was simply superb.
Brilliant, brilliant, sir. So let's give it up for Suresh. Suresh, sir. Yes, Shraddha ma'am.
Absolute transformation it was.
Transformation. Okay, okay. So anyone else would like to share? So how was the transformation? What did you observe?
Yogi, the transformation which I am looking forwards for.
Okay, okay. Yes, ma'am, I know that. We'll come to there. We'll come there. We'll come there. I know that. So someone else.
I was able to connect with you, like the feelings, your feelings, and the way I was totally engrossed in your story.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So let's give it up for Rajeshwari, ma'am. Someone else where.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
very connecting and engaging.
Okay.
I could visualize those emotions, and I could visualize the scene which you were trying to tell.
Thank you so much, Jyoti ma'am. Thank you so much. So with this, my third question comes to you. What speaks? Is my script or the way I deliver it? What speaks?
It's the way you deliver it.
Exactly. So it is the way I deliver literally speaks. If you really wanted to be a great speaker, a phenomenal speaker, obviously every one of us are here just for that. If you really wanted to be one such, it's not just your mouth uttering words. Every cell of your body should convey. So with this, I would request host, I don't know whether it's Swarnalata ma'am or Surya, I will be sharing my PPT. So I'll be sharing my PPT with another device so that both myself as well as the PPT can be spotlighted. Okay. So thank you so much. Let's move to the PPT. So the topic is all about our body speaks. Is it? Yes. Your body speaks every time you stand in front of the public. Your hands speak. Your legs speak. The way you stand, the posture, the gesture, your eye contact, everything speaks. So there is someone called Albert Mehrabian who has divided the entire public speaking into 3 categories. Number 1 is the verbal language. The verbal language is my version 1. It just had the verbal language. Only the words were coming out of my mouth. Number 2 is the vocal language. Vocal language covers your voice, your tonality, your pause, your pace, your speed, everything. Number 3 is what we are going to discuss in this educational session, which is the body language. Your body has a language and it can speak, because every one of our body has a unique way to present itself. If I know someone for years, even if I'm not looking at their face, just looking at their back posture, I can identify. I hope everyone can identify. So it conveys that a body has a unique language where no other individual has. So what is the ratio actually? The ratio, according to Albert Mehrabian, is 7:38:55. Is it? The content, the entire content that we were preparing for about 2-3 days, does it carry really 7%? Yes, it is. I'll tell you why the heavy weightage, 55%, goes to the body language, because it's a vast and a huge subject to be dealt with. Let's focus one by one. So, what are the parts of our body? Okay. So what are the parts of our body that is involved in conveying the message to people whenever you stand in front of the audience? You don't even need to speak, just stand. Your body will convey everything. Okay. So the first one is your face, your entire face, which gives every possible expression. And the second one are your eyes, the way you look at, your eye contact. And the third one is your mouth, specifically your lips, because smile is the certificate of confidence. When you just go in front of the people, smile, you'll get to know that you are confident. You are not nervous, you are confident. And then we have our shoulders and our chest. So our shoulders plays an important role when it comes to confidence. And then our hands. What are you doing with your hands when you speak? Is it natural? Is it stiff? Or is it, you don't know where to place? And then our legs. The very first thing when I started speaking in my 3rd standard, the first thing that troubled me is my legs, in fact. So it started dancing. Legs convey the posture. How you stand, it shows your attitude, your thoughts, your confidence. And then our head. So let's move one by one. First, our face, which just gives the expression. How many of us know that our face has 42 muscles in it? Brilliant. He's a doctor. He might be knowing. Okay, we are not taking you into consideration. Okay, so our facial muscles, we have 42 muscles in our face. Every muscle has unique action, function, which conveys the expressions that we have. When you smile, your lips touches the earlobe and you tend to feel relaxed. When you frown, you tend to feel stressed, heavy. So there are few expressions that we need to know about and to practice it so that we can master it when we speak. So the first one is neutral. The way I did my first version, very neutral, no expression. And the second one is the happy face. If I am someone, I wanted to, confess this here, I am someone who struggles to laugh when I speak. But what is the way to overcome that? Go stand in the mirror, keep smiling. Your family will say that you have gone mad just because you have joined the speechcraft. Don't bother, because it happened to me. I joined Toastmasters. My dad called me mad. Even now he'll be calling me mad because I'm speaking to the camera or the phone. So don't bother, stand in front of the mirror, smile. And then fear. That's very easy for me. I don't know about you people. So to express fear in the face, we need to really feel it. And then is the sadness. We need to play with all these different emotions when we get to speak. And then content. Okay, I'm happy with whatever I have. And then the surprise element when you bring into your speech, it is visible, evident in your face. And then the anger. And then the disgust, yuck. So all these things will help you to take your speech, make your audience feel it. Moving on, we have our very, very important eye contact. In the eye contact, how many of you agree with me that our eyes can speak? Our eyes can speak. How many of you agree with me with a show of hands? Yes. No need to open our mouth. No need to show any expressions. Just the pair of eyes can speak. It can show the anger. It can show the fear. It can show the happiness. It can show the whether you suspect the person, the other person. Your eyes can really speak. It can express everything. When it comes to virtual podium, how to maintain your eye contact. Right now, I am speaking, but I'm constantly looking at the lenses just to have the eye contact. So can you give me a thumbs up if my eye contact is perfect? Yes, because I am not looking at you people. I'm just looking at the lenses. If I get to look at you people, just check. I'm looking at Suryadeep right now. Okay, so I'm looking at him, but he will not feel that I'm looking at him. If I don't look at him, I look at the lens, every one of you will feel that I am looking at you. So when it is a virtual podium, we need to make sure that we constantly look at the lenses when we speak, no matter what. Obviously, you will get tempted to look at your audience because that's how we were trained. But right now, for the virtual platform, we have to train this way. So try all 23 expressions through your eyes. Moving forward, we have the most important smile. Check how many. Okay, I have to full screen my slides. I'm so poor at PPT, Zoom. I'm so sorry. How about now? Okay. So, yeah. The smile. Why should we really smile? Is it necessary? It is. Because the very first few seconds when you go on the stage, before even you could speak, just look at this. I'm at the back of the stage. I'm walking forward, not speaking anything, just giving a smile. How do you feel? You feel that I am friendly. I am confident. Yes or no? Do you feel it? Yeah. So when you smile, first few seconds before even you could open your speech, that gives the connection to you with your audience. It is not mandatory for us to just go rush to the stage and then all of a sudden start our topic. No. So what we have to do is we have to walk to the stage, stand. Something that I haven't included in the slide, I'm just going to tell you right now. When it is a virtual podium or when it is a real podium, real stage, you can just stand, pan your audience. Say, for example, you have your entire set of audience. Just look right, center, and to your left, and smile. Why is it important? There is a psychology which says that when you pause and observe and you smile, your audience will be thinking, oh, why is that man not speaking all of a sudden? Even if they are speaking and chatting in the audience place, their attention will get diverted to you with that few 5 seconds. So this is called as pause and pan technique. Along with that, you need to add your smile. So moving forward, now I don't know how to move. Okay, I did it. Thank you. So we have our shoulders and the chest part. Why is it I have to present this educational session standing? Why can't I do sitting? Because I cannot demonstrate the shoulder and the chest part. Consider I'm standing like this. Shoulders drooped, chest went in. What do you feel about me? How do you feel about me? Someone can unmute and answer.
You will be nervous. You look nervous.
Yes, you will feel that. Though if I'm not nervous, you will feel that I am nervous. Say, for example, my shoulders are straight and my chest is stretched out. How do you feel? How do you feel? Am I confident or nervous?
Yeah, confident.
I am confident. So shoulders and our chest plays an important role when it comes to confidence. Your audience will be able to judge you in a fraction of a second. Just 5 seconds is enough for them to judge you before even you could start speaking. Just walk up to the stage, do all those things that should not be done. Your audience will say that, okay, you are good for nothing, and they won't be listening to you. Even if your speech, the upcoming speech, is a masterpiece. But walk up to the stage, show your confidence through your body language. Even if you mess up in between, your audience will not bother about that. So our shoulders and our chest is very important. And the posture should be, your shoulders should not droop out, it should be straight, and your chest should be stretched out. And then moving forward, and in the presentation, there is a lady who is very professional and standing with a steeple method in her, with the posture. What do you feel about her? And there's another lady who is standing like this. What do you feel about her? Someone can unmute and say.
Yeah, the first lady is very confident.
Okay.
The second lady is not so confident.
Second lady, we won't even listen to her, because we know that she is into her own trauma. So we won't even listen to her. Now, moving forward comes our hands. Hands plays important role in our presentation. And there are a lot of things that we are going to discuss about hands. It's really detailed. So make sure that you have an eye on the presentation. Now, hands, the way you present, the way you use it, it's called as gestures. There is a difference between gesture and posture. So what all you do with your hands, it's called as gestures. What all you do with your entire body, the way you stand with crossed legs, the way you just stand, walk up to the podium, everything is called as posture. So let's get back to the gesture. So in the presentation, the first image, there is someone who is standing like this with the folded arms, stiff folded. What does that psychologically signify? If I stand in front of you like this, what does that psychologically signify? Can anybody answer?
Closed, not ready.
Closed.
Defensive.
Yeah, closed. Defensive. Exactly. Let's give it up for Vikas sir. And I don't know who is the other one who said so for
Jyoti
ma'am. Okay, let's give it up for Vikas sir and Jyoti ma'am. So if we keep our hands folded, it means that you are vulnerable. You wanted to defend yourself. You are not open to anything. And this posture shows that you are expressive. You are expressive. You are open. You are confident. Moving forward, if you use your hands, this is something called as jazz hands. It is to address the audience. If you wanted to address your audience, say for example, your audience are divided into 3 categories. You are doing a workshop. When you are doing a workshop, you wanted to just take your audience, this set of, say for example, A, B, C. Take the set of A audience, place them in the place of B. So how about I say this way? Audience there in the A session, get up, move there. Or method 2, how do I say this way? Those who are sitting in the A section, kindly get up, walk up there, and be seated in the C section. Which is the pleasing way to convey? Can someone answer me?
Yeah, second one.
Second one.
Second one, exactly. So the second one is the pleasing way to convey. Why?
You are using full hand gesture.
Courteous.
Yes, exactly. We don't like to be pointed, right? We don't like to be pointed. If someone is pointing us, you know what, we hate it. So rather, if really we wanted to convey something, we can use the JAS method, where we get to ask them with all respect. This shows that we have respect for our audience. And then the next picture, it gives you 3 postures. Say, for example, you are in your real stage. We all have that dream, right? Because we are in the virtual realm, virtual world. We all wanted to have that taste of the real stage when you get your real stage. Say, for example, you have the podium. There is a trick which I used in my 7th standard. I was super nervous. That's the second time in my life I'm giving my speech in front of the class. But I have to take the challenge. Thankfully, my English teacher has his own podium. It's exclusively for him. And I'm super happy that I get to use it. Now, how did I hide my nervousness? I just went on to the stage. I held the podium. I didn't hold it tight, but still, I held the podium. And I started speaking. That's a very good way. If you are a beginner, if you are nervous, you can hold the podium, relax, and then you can start your presentation. Number 2, if you are someone who is very comfortable, use the open hand gesture. This is also known as beggar's method. So beggar's method, if you show your palms to your audience, they'll feel relaxed, they'll feel comfortable, they'll feel calm. So use your open hand gesture whenever you get to speak in front of your audience. This shows that you have immense respect for your audience. Number 3, something which we shouldn't do, we shouldn't stand like this throughout our speech. Yes, that we shouldn't do. So moving forward, this is one big example for a beggar's method. So we all know this great man, right? Some of us are a big follower of him. We wanted to learn the mindset or the skill set that this man has. Look at him, no? The way he speaks. He uses the beggar's method. If you just Google his name, and if you see his postures, gestures, almost all of which will have either this or this or this. So these are the ways that you get to speak and you will become confident. Your audience will feel comfortable. So moving forward, the other one we have, say for example, you or even I am numbering the steps or the tiles. The first one is beggar's method. The second one is steeple method. The third one is open arms method. The fourth one is the JAS method. So what am I doing? I'm using my hands to show the numbers, which will help the visual audience to remember. Say, for example, we are not using any hand gestures. We are not using the numbers. You're just telling step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6. Do you think they'll remember? Do you think that they'll remember? Yes or no?
No.
No. Yes.
It is difficult to remember.
Difficult. But if we use, say for example, step number 1, step number 2, step number 3, step number 4, and you get to show your hand gestures, for sure there are huge chances for them to remember. Moving forward, we have steeple method. Say for example, you are a complete beginner, or you are not presenting speech, but you get to stand on the stage. You don't know what to do with your hands. Simple. But when we use the steeple method, what do? We just bring our hands tight, and it becomes a kind of a stress. We release all our stress here. isn't it? How many of us have done that? I've done that a lot of times. So a steeple method, you have to just, your finger edges just should touch delicately. You shouldn't press against your fingers, and that will, it's a kind of, you are releasing your stress over here. And something which we shouldn't do when we speak with the hands is, most of us do this. Yes, we bring the hands together, clasp it together, and we tend to keep it like this when we don't know what to do with our hands. Or we speak with the gestures. When we come back, we just make the posture, so holding the fist together. So clasping the hands together, holding fists together is not the right way. If at all you wanted to keep your hands at rest, this is the best way to do that. So it'll take some time, but practice will help us to master it. And then this is the jazz type that I told you, stretching our entire palm to call out or to represent people. Moving forward, we have our legs and the hips. So what happened? Our legs and the hips, right now, just because of the camera, I couldn't show you completely. So at times we used to stand in one leg, and then we used to turn, and then we used to turn. So what will happen? The audience will feel like that we are dancing. Yes. So yes, laziness also is being shown over there. And then, so this one we have already told, like, standing like this, which shows the defense, or the nervousness is reflected on our faces. So I'm just quickly moving on for the short of time. These are some postures which I've shown in the presentation where we can stand in a professional setup. So for men and women, there are different postures. You can see that. And every posture shows your feelings. If you stand like this, you are confident. If you stand like this, you are showing the attitude. And if you stand like this, it shows that you are careless. So all those things are there. And then just summing up together, legs and hip, we have something called folded arms. We shouldn't do that. Open arms, that's a good way, good practice. Cross legs, make sure that when you are standing, your legs are not crossed, and avoid stiff postures. Now, just because we are in the virtual setup, how about stage choreography? First, we have to move close to the camera when we wanted to emphasize something. And we have to move left and right or middle to characterize. Say, for example, in my second version, I characterized my owner here and my love here. So it will help the audience to differentiate the characterization. And then we need to act out the characters. Say, for example, if I have a dialogue, I would have acted out. So how did I act out? With a bouquet of roses. So you could feel how he knelt and proposed. And then the body transition. Body transition is all about how you move from the left to the middle to the right. So you need to practice for a smooth transition. And then some of the few subtle things are, right now you could see that I have placed my camera in such a way that there is a gap between the top of the screen and my head. There is a gap. So this gap is mandatory. We shouldn't place our camera like this. Got it? And then use of props. This is very, very important. You can use your props, but make sure that you use less number of props, because the more we use, the more we spoil it. The more we spoil the speech. In the speech, content as well as props, less is more, because we have only 5 to 7 minutes. And then dressing. So if you have a speech concept, you can dress up according to that. If I'm speaking like a Swamiji, I can dress up like a Swamiji. So all those things you can take care of. And camera angle and distancing. Right now, I have placed my camera in such a way that I can move, I can come forward, I can go back. So these are the camera angle and distancing. Okay, so I've told all the theories. I've, just bombarded you with the theories. If you are asking me, you have told everything, come on, but how could we do it? So what are the things that I faced and I did? If you are really someone who has never used body language, like me, few months back, I was like this when I was speaking. I'll never move. I'll never use my facial expression. I'll never smile. But what I did, or what you could do, you can warm up before your speech. So what are the warm up things? You can dance, jump, sing. All these things will give you relaxations. Half an hour before your speech. Number two, you can stretch. Say, for example, right now, before my video was turned on, thankfully, I was doing all the squats just to get the warm up. And then visualize that you will be using your body language perfectly. That's very important, because even I was nervous. I was telling that, you know what, Yogi, this is your first ever educational session. You're going to screw that up. But I took up a decision that I'm going to visualize that I'll be presenting it in such a way that everybody will like it. So visualization is very important. And the last one is, if you are really nervous, start speaking, attend any meeting prior to this meeting. That will give you a kind of a relaxation. It's a technique. Do follow. And I think I have ended. I've finished my presentation successfully. And it's 7:52. We can take up only 2-3 questions. If there are any questions, please ask. I'm done with this. No questions?
I have one question.
I have also one.
How do you place your camera? You are using a laptop as well as a mobile also?
Yes. So unfortunately,
When you are speaking, sorry. When you
So
are
once again,
giving,
I think I'm so sorry to interrupt. What we will do is, since we have a little shortage of time, just 1 second, I will very respectfully mute everyone. So what we will do is, due to a shortage of time, what we can do is, since we have questions, please drop the questions in the chat box. Okay, and Yogeshwari will take them up one at a time. Okay, so I think that will be a little easier for us to go through. So please do drop in the questions. I will also drop my question in the chat box.
Okay, I'll open the chat box.
Okay, Yogi, please answer my first question, please.
Okay, sir. So, okay. This is fortunate as well as unfortunate, because my laptop is an old version. I don't have a webcam in it. So I got to connect through both the devices so that I get to share my screen as well as I get to have my camera on. And we are from Speak and Grow. So Praveen sir has taught us to buy the tripod. So I have mounted my phone on the tripod at a distance, and I've connected through my headset. And when it comes to laptop, I've made so much of arrangements today. People, I think you have to see this. So I have pulled a big, huge box. It was somewhere. I've pulled it. I've placed my camera. So all those setups were there. Maybe I can take a picture after the session and I can post it in the group. So it is a pretty huge task. So the next question I have is, what to do when we get nervous? Okay, I think I've covered up what to do when we get nervous. Number 1, warm up. Sing, dance, do whatever you want, jump. Number 2, do stretches, exercise. Number 3, visualize. Number 4, practice or attend any other meeting. If you are completely thorough with your presentation, attend any other meeting. That will give you a gap, a relaxation. And then how to play characters. Okay. Say, for example, I think even Tabassum ma'am have done that. when you are speaking about, even Surya did this today with vocal variety. So when you have a kid, you can speak like, mama, mama, please give me this. And you can switch over. Just the transition. Here is your kid. Mama, mama, please give me this. And then you can switch over. No, I won't do that. So this way, your audience will be able to feel that you are speaking about a kid and a mother. So that's it about characterization. So many questions, my God. Okay. How can we implement pause and pan virtually? Virtually, panning is not possible. Just pause. Because if you pan, what will happen? Audience will feel that you are looking somewhere else. So panning is not possible virtually. Maybe you can give pause for 5 seconds. Pan only when you are in the real stage. That will work. And okay, while playing characters, how to keep eye contact at the lens is not necessary. Right now, I have played the eye character. So at times, what I do is, when I turn here, I used to look at the lens, but still when I speak, I used to look here so that the character is getting, acted out. And then when I turn, I look here so that the character is getting acted out. When you play characters, it is not necessary to look into the lens if the character needs to look upon. Okay, so that's not required. But after that, go back to the lens. Otherwise, your audience will lose you up, lose your content. Okay. How to not frown? I'm doing so even after feeling nervous from inside. Okay. I think I have to first practice that, and I have to tell it to you. Right now, I'm in the process of practicing more to smile, not to frown. It happens because few of our, someone like me who is an introvert, who has a lot of trauma in life, fear in life, have never laughed much. It's tough for us. So we have to practice. We have to stand in front of the mirror, practice, and it will give you the progress. So suggestion on use of gadgets in virtual presentation, screen sharing, etc. Shraddha ma'am. So Shraddha ma'am, it's always, if you have a PPT, it's always good to go with 2 devices, because when you share the PPT, your face will become small in the corner. So right now, I hope that you were able to see at one side my presentation, at the other side my entire movements. So using 2 devices is advisable, because one device we can use for camera, the other device we can use for presentation. And screen sharing. So screen sharing is simple, Shraddha ma'am. Like that's what I'll send a picture of how I have set up everything, so that it'll give you an idea where I could know everything is accessible. So right now I have my properties, my props are here, it's accessible. My water bottle is here, it's accessible, and my laptop is also close to my hand, so that I've already practiced it. I've made my mind, okay, my props are here, I'm not going to turn, I'm just going to grab it, and my water bottle is here, and my laptop is here. I've practiced it for about 1 hour.
Thank you.
And then how to balance between body language and content. So body language and content, you have to be very, very natural. Theories apart. Keep all the theories apart. You have to be your natural self. Say for example, you are speaking with your friend. Will you speak like this? No, right? We will have all the body language. It is natural. We are human. We have it. But what happens when we go on stage? Fear, low self-esteem, low self-confidence, lack of preparation, lack of practice, lack of facing the stage. All these things will make us. Okay. So you have to be very, very natural. You have to be very, very flexible. Your body has to be flexible. Do workouts every day, even ladies. And I think that's all about the questions. So I'm handing over the session back to Suryadeep. Thank you so much for extra 10 minutes.
Okay, let's give it up for Yogeshwari, everyone. I see I switched off her video. What is this? Okay, brilliant. What a sensational session that was. Chalo, she's back once again. So yes, okay. Round of applause for Yogeshwari. I am trying to invite Rajesh sir and Anand sir because obviously someone has to felicitate our educational speaker. So just 1 second. So what a sensational education session that was. I mean, we learned so much about body language, and the best part was how practically she demonstrated every single thing. I'm sure, I mean, it's been an enlightening session for us. So let's give it up for Yogeshwari. I think right now I just want to ask Swarnalata ma'am. Ma'am, do we have Anand sir or Rajesh sir in the room? I don't see them. Do you see them?
No, even
No,
I
right?
don't.
Okay. Yeah,
Anand,
Rajesh sir
Rajesh
is
sir
there.
has
Rajesh sir is
come.
there. Rajesh sir is there. Rajesh sir, before you, I mean, we invite you. What I would love for you to do is to felicitate our educational speaker of the day, Toastmaster Yogeshwari, with her certificate of recognition. So I'm gonna share that. Please do the honors, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, certificate of appreciation. The certificate is proudly awarded to Toastmaster Yogi Sugumaran for the excellent session number 4.
Thank you so much, Rajesh sir. Like
Brilliant.
this is a, I'm honored as well as humble because this is a huge opportunity in front of my fellow Toastmasters and my fellow SAG members. So thank you so much for all the love and support.
You're doing a fantastic job, Yogi. Thank you.
Can anyone take a small little screenshot of this, please? I think if it is, I will try to take it. Who's taking the screenshot? Come on. It's taken, right?
I have taken, I will share.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, this is great. Now, thank you so much, Yogeshwari. Okay, just 1 second. Perfect. So right now, thank you so much for such an amazing session. What now we are going to be doing is, even before we open the business, we'll quickly wrap up the business session. Today's business session is not much. We just want to talk about the next session. So next session is on Monday again, next Monday. And team B will be presenting their prepared speeches. Team A will be taking up table topics. That's how it's going to be. The team A members who missed their speeches today can present their speeches again next Wednesday, so that we don't break the flow. And at the same time, we also get to accommodate all the speeches together. Okay. So any other kind of doubts or anything? Okay, the evaluators, those who taken up evaluations, you can download that evaluation form, and it's an editable PDF. So you can either do it in the phone, you can do it in your laptop. It's very easy. Fill it up and put it in the group so that each others can just go through the evaluation forms. It will be needed when you choose to join the Toastmasters Club. So that's the brief thing about. Okay, yeah. Next week's session, we've got someone very, very special coming up again to present another amazing education session as well. Meanwhile, please start preparing your speeches and getting in touch with your mentors. Your mentors have already been assigned. In case you have any kind of doubts, please feel free to get in touch with me or Yogeshwari. So with this, what I would love to do right now is invite onto the virtual podium two of our eminent stalwarts of Speak Magic Toastmasters Club to address us and at the same time adjourn our meeting. Now, one of them we've already heard. He has given us a slight flavor, the delicious flavor of a Toastmasters meeting. We've already got introduced to Anand sir. So we're going to bring up Anand sir. And the second soul, and I really have to talk about him a little more, again, a little personal insight. The first time when I saw him, I was absolutely, I can call it as head over heels, because I instantly had a crush on him. I instantly had a crush in the form of how dynamic he is, by his personality, by his voice, by his smile, and his mustache. I don't get such an amazing mustache. So even now, with each passing day, these two legends, I mean, I have this competition going on. I mean, who is more handsome, who is more dynamic, who is more charming, who helps us more, but it's always a 50-50. So I'm talking about the president of Speak Magic Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Rajesh Nair. So we're going to bring both of them, and I would request both of them to kindly address our Speechcraft meeting session for today, and also at the same time adjourn the meeting. So I'm going to spotlight both of them. First, let's give it up for Anand sir, everyone, and Rajesh sir as well. Let's give it up for both of them. Please do the honors. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Suryadeep. Actually, I had an opportunity to witness this meeting, I mean this session, up to 7:30. So the session was so nice. I could see, most of the members, their speech was amazing actually. Especially I like the way Mr. Suresh Babu, he has presented the speech in a very organized way. And that's what I shared at the beginning, that when we give any speech, we should connect with the story so that it will be remembered by all whenever you see such a person. So even that particular incident also will be remembered in mind always. So that's the one key point I liked in your speech actually, really. And Mr. Vikas, you have done a wonderful evaluation. So most of the people, they have done their part very nice actually. So really, your speech and your time will help for our Toastmasters, and definitely we will also exchange our help to you. It was an amazing session and overall. Thank you so much for your great enthusiasm to participate such a Speechcraft event. Hope at the end of this Speechcraft, you will in a good shape towards the public speaking. Thank you so much. Over to Toastmaster Rajesh, President, Speak Magic Toastmaster.
Thank you, Anand. Thank you so much. Thank you, Suryadeep, and thank you, YOGESWARI. Sorry, I could not actually join the previous sessions due to my hectic schedule. So today I somehow I managed to join 1 hour before, and I was by the time Yogi's this thing was started, the education session, I could not see your speeches. I'm really sorry for that. I'll try to make it next time definitely. And very good evening, everyone. And I hope that you're all enjoying this session really well, actually, because I can see from your face, and I can see the way you communicate, and I can see the way you interact and ask questions. I can just see that you're all literally enjoying this session. And I also hope that you people can start feeling the difference by this within these few sessions. I hope that you started feeling the difference, and I hope that you, for going forward, you will definitely feel the major difference in you once this session has been completed. So I wish you all the very best. And to add few points from what I thought is about this session and about the Toastmasters. You only don't become just this good speakers. You'll also become a better listener, and you will be able to lead and conduct meetings, and you will be able to give and receive constructive feedbacks. All the some people might have all this skills, but still you can enhance them, these skills. And using these skills, people have become, I've seen that people have become more active in business, active in social works like charities, etc. Some are even become very active in government organizations. So I wish you all very best, and I congratulate Yogi and Suryadeep for conducting such an amazing and wonderful, fantastic session and doing a great job. I wish you all the best going forward. Thank you so much. Thank you for Yogi and Surya for inviting me for this session. Thank you so much. That's all.
Doctor, I would like to share a few words.
Yes, yes, please, please, please.
Okay. I must thank for you and Yogi for conducting such a wonderful program. It was a amazing program. Also, I like to thank the facilitators like Toastmasters Formula, Uma Ma'am, Ansel, and Binarai, maybe anyone from our club. So
yeah, Karthik sir is there, Chayal is there, yes.
I couldn't see his face actually.
Yeah, today he's not here, sir.
Okay, so, okay, fine. And Nababida ma'am, all I must thank for you in such a event. You are spending so much time on that. Thank you so much for you, and it was a good program. Utilize this program, so definitely it will help in one day. Thank you so much.
Sorry, I forgot about the address about our facilitators and the team. You guys are doing one fantastic job, and I don't have to mention each and everyone. I know everyone. So all of them are fantastic job, and even in the regular Toastmasters meeting also they do a fantastic job, wonderful job they do. So all the best.
We are not going to let go of our two stalwarts so easily. I would like to take this liberty, since I'm the Toastmaster of the day, the moderator for today's meeting. I can do anything I want today, literally. We would love for Anand sir and Rajesh sir to kindly distribute and really applaud our award winners for the day. So I would be sharing. I would love if both of you can just congratulate our award winners. So here's what, I'll just share the screen. So first is obviously for Yogi. Yeah, so over to you. So this is, I'll just share.
Certificate for appreciation. The certificate proudly awarded to Toastmaster Yogeshwari for this excellent session. Congratulations, Yogi. All the way.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Let's give her a big round of applause. Anand,
thank you. My pleasure.
Yeah. Really, I could guess that really Mr. Suresh Babu will get evaluator, best evaluator. That's the way he got a best evaluator award today. Congratulations, Mr. Suresh Babu, for achieving this award.
Okay, so the best speaker certificate goes to A. Kavya for excellence in session 4. Congratulations, Kavya.
The best table topic speaker goes to Jyoti Upadhyaya Yula. Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anand sir, Rajesh sir. I am just going to savor this moment right now, and I'm going to take a screenshot very respectfully because I want a picture with both the legends. I've already done that. So thank you so much, Anand sir, Rajesh sir, for gracing our session number 4. So with that, I think as of now, we will be bidding good night, and we will see you on session 5 next Monday. So I would request, obviously Anand sir and Rajesh sir will be staying, Yogi will be staying, our facilitators can also stay, our guides and mentors can stay, and a very, very good night to all our speech crafters. Let's see you all next week. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you and good night.
Thank you. Good night.
And good night.